before the session. I think you maybe felt a little more optimistic than where you ended up. So what more did you need on your laps there?
Yeah, I think like I overheard Scott on the PA say that Kai was bipolar from this morning. Never had it. I mean, even on the blacks, the blacks this morning we were P3, and on the blacks I think I was 10th or something. It just never, the rear was awful. I will say we're fighting a major straight line deficit compared to our teammates. I think in practice it was about 3/10 to Christian. It's hard to make up. We ended up about a 10th down on him, and we got to figure out why that is, if there's something going on. And but ultimately, like I said, it's just from practice completely different. So as I said to you, it's kind of an experimental setup. We're going to continue on with it tomorrow. Hopefully it races better than that. I think the heat of the day like this, clearly the track's throwing everybody a bit of a loop, and we'll see. I'm mightily disappointed for one, Kier, and for our whole team. I think for Jack as well. I think all of us expected to be fast, way faster than that. I mean, Christian advanced, but still, it's his speed, not what I expected. So hopefully it'll be better tomorrow.
Thanks, Graham. Have some work to do tomorrow. Again, starts 17th. Might have a tough task ahead of him tomorrow. So what more did you need on your run there? What did you feel behind the wheel?
That was just a bit of a mess. I don't know what we were thinking. Everybody left on blacks, and we didn't think we had time to do that. Then they threw the reds on. Then we went out at a weird time as well. And space-wise, with other cars, we had to kind of back off after the first lap. We didn't add the 2 or 3 turns of front wing that we needed to for the reds. That was a complete mess, mate. I don't know what we were at amateur hour over here.
Well, and I know you guys at the beginning of the year had some issues qualifying too. What kind of challenge does this present for you tomorrow now?
Well, I guess it gives us an option to be super aggressive on an alternate strategy. That's about it. The only positive is we got two sets of reds. Hopefully they're a good tire that will go the distance that we need, and that will be an advantage. But yeah, we shouldn't be making those mistakes.
Thanks. Been good here. I think you first front row start, first podium here, and you just missed getting out of Q1. What do you see? What are you looking for? What can you find?
Oh no, that wasn't the first time. I wanted to add another first-time stat to this. I mean, look, we just missed it a little bit today. I think, we warmed up okay. I think things have obviously changed a bit from when we were in May, and I don't know if it's just the temperature, but our 45 Harvey Honda just wasn't quite as good, and I mean, we missed it by a little bit, and I'm sure everyone's been talking about it already. This track is separated not by tenths, but by hundredths of seconds. It's so close, it's so tight, there's so many good teams, so many great drivers. Today, unfortunately, we just missed it, but I think we've got a good race car. The car looked really good on blacks, and use the warm-up wisely and just go forward in the race.
Extra set of reds, and not a terrible start. We watch Jack Harvey tomorrow, Dylan.
That's another one out after this round. Said you had a good car this morning in practice, but then what happened in qualifying?
Yeah, we just had a little bit of front wing. We thought it was like, okay, this is going to be good. But as soon as we went out there, I think it's a little bit of the wind caught me a surprise going to between turns 7, 8, 9. And the car was just a lot loose. I couldn't take a chance because the car was so neutral, and I lost all my time actually compared to this morning, which is fair enough to be in the top 6, but it's amazing when it's competitive like that, just a little bit, it's enough for not to make it to top 6.
Absolutely, it's always close. Elio's going to.
And it sounds like you just never have a really good feel on those runs. What was the issue?
The issue, I mean, these last 2 years, Firestone tires have been so inconsistent, and we go out with one balance, don't change the card out at all, go out the next time, and it's incredibly different. Like, we've had problems with this. Everyone has for the last year and a half. So it's so frustrating when you have a good car, right? The car is fine. It's not the car's fault, but then you have inconsistent tires. It sucks. You're locking up rears, super loose. So yeah, I'm pretty frustrated about it, but ninth it's not terrible, but Rossi's right up there, and we were just as fast as him, so we should have been in there.
All right, you had and what you've got for tomorrow.
A bit of a shame that I think we had the speed today, but yeah, we didn't put everything together on that lap on fast 12, but yeah, the car is fast, car looks good on track, and it's a good starting position to fight tomorrow. So yeah, as long as we have a fast car like we did today, we'll be all right.
You've got some teammates, all of your teammates, coming from the back, obviously. So what will the debrief session be like for the whole team, just to get you guys and get the team where everybody needs to be by the end of the day?
I don't know. I'll let you know after the debrief, but yeah, I don't know what happened. I haven't had any info from the teammates yet, so we'll sit together and try and get the best car possible for tomorrow.
All right, that's Alex Palou.
Interesting, too. In round one, I wasn't sure you're going to be able to transfer because you said the car was really loose. How did you salvage that? And then ultimately, what were the challenges in round two?
Well, the reds always help us out a lot, grip-wise. Yeah, I mean, to go out there in Q1, I mean, I was really, really proud of that. To be P1 with Joseph and Will in our same session, that's really good for Bitnow, for Chevrolet, for our team. But yeah, just there was a bit of red tire inconsistency. Like, you put on another new set of reds, and the balance is completely different in Q2. So we've seen that a couple times this year, and a couple times with the black tires too. And you know, I love, like, Firestone's a great tire partner, but like there's just some odd inconsistencies, and I don't know whether it's, you know, the weight of the car now and whatever it is, but yeah, just kind of a victim of that. But I mean, obviously starting in the top 10 is still a great place, and we're really happy with that. But when you're in the Fast Six last time you were here, we really wanted to be there again.
We had a great run in May, qualified well in the dry, raced well in the wet, second best qualifying on a road or street course of the season. So what can you do tomorrow?
Well, I mean, we just need to just put in a solid race, knock out everything, knock out the pit stops. We need the tires to last. We need, you know, it's been a real challenge for us this year, but a lot of the times we've had great race pace. So we'll see what we can do when it comes to tomorrow. We like the red tires, and that's obviously is a bit of a red race usually. So we'll see what happens. But just thankful to be back in Indianapolis. It's a great day, and yeah, just love being here and racing at IMS.
It's a hometown weekend for the driver of the number 20 Bitnow Chevy, Dylan.
Makes the Fast 12, but going to start 11th tomorrow. So heard you say you had a front brake issue. What were you battling out there?
Yeah, you know, the first run on the primaries, everything was fine, but when we went to the res, I went out, and I immediately, the pedal just went all the way to the floor. And I was like, something's not right, and they're saying, well, maybe it's a little bit hot, just let it come through. And then, you know, they said, well, we see a problem on our end, and I started getting alarms on the dash, and they said, hey, you know, it seems like it's working in some sort of way, so just kind of forget about it and get it lapping. And I think the pace that we actually had was, like, not bad, you know, for only having, I'd say, like 50% brake pressure on the fronts, and the car, obviously, with that, the rears are locking up so much, so it's just throwing it everywhere. Let's just say it was a lot of fun. It was there's a lot of moments where I almost spun out and trying to, you know, stay on the limit there. But, you know, overall, I think I'm happy. It's just a shame we couldn't show it everything it had.
Is that fun, or is it nerve-wracking to not know if your car is going to get stopped all the way when you push the pedal?
It's a little bit nerve-wracking, especially when you have alarms all over your dash and the team's telling you, like, yeah, we see a problem, but, you know, it's just 2 laps, so just try to hang on. It'll be fine. But yeah, it definitely was nerve-wracking. You go into a corner 180 miles an hour and you're like, am I going to stop? I don't know. But thankfully here at IMS we do have a good runoff. So overall, though, I tried my best, and, you know, we still had a P11.
All right, no big deal for these guys, right? 180 miles an hour, no brakes. Just go ahead and qualify at 11.
So I want you to tell me what Asher asked you, because I think those are better questions.
So actually a great question for this weekend from him was, what are the NASCAR tires on the track going to do? How are they going to affect us with IndyCar? So
that is a good question.
That's the main thing this weekend. You got the NASCARs out there, and last year I won a race in May, and I finished towards the back in the second IndyGP last year. Because of that NASCAR rubber, it caught us off guard. So
last year you helped some of the NASCAR drivers in a sim, didn't you? Any of that going on again this year?
Not this year, because it was the first time NASCAR came to the road course, but I helped William Byron, and he got pole position, so that was, I felt a little proud there, yeah.
All right, tell me about your car and what you can do from 8 tomorrow.
So, yeah, car's pretty good in qualifying. It was like that in practice, too, but we couldn't really show a good lap time, but 8th is okay. I won here from 7th, so that means 2nd place or better in the race, but no, we just couldn't nail the last bit of speed, get it out of there in round 2 of qualifying. But no, I'm pretty happy. I think we have a fast car, and we're fast on both tires too. We're really fast on the blacks. I'm very happy on the blacks, and then on the reds we're pretty fast too. So I'm very, very happy about what we have for the race.
Sharing the front row with him will be Alexander Rossi. He'll start 2nd tomorrow. So how did you feel about your laps, and did you have anything left in the tank there to go after Felix?
No, I'm glad the gap was that, honestly, because had it been a couple hundreds maybe, but that's a huge effort from Felix, so good job for him. And yeah, I mean, this is by far the best result that we've had here as a team, and we had a good test here last month, and very relieved it translated, so huge thanks to the whole Andretti Autosport organization, and obviously the Honda Power is looking good for us, and we'll see what we can do tomorrow. We've always raced really well here, we've just never had qualifying pace, so thanks, tomorrow could be a good day.
Yeah, I mean, what does that mean for you tomorrow with the race pace? How did you feel in practice this morning about what you've got there?
I think our race pace is the best, so we just got to go out and execute it.
All right, Alexander Rossi, his best career starting spot here at the Indy GP. He'll roll off from outside the front row tomorrow.
Sure. Hey, there's his teammate, Palou Award. They have a very close personal and professional relationship. He's been rooting for you to continue. This is a good way to show that you belong to stay in IndyCar, isn't it?
Yeah, I appreciate everyone, reaching out, Palou and a lot of other drivers and team owners and stuff. It means a lot, and I think it helps to kind of, do these kind of performances. The Air McLaren SP Chevy was just unbelievable, man. Big thanks to Velo, Mission, Team Chevy. It was just on rails the whole day, man. I felt so calm in the car, and I think I knew when I did that lap that it was the one. So big thanks to the team. Really good car.
Did you save a little bit of life on the red tires in round 2 to help you for the Firestone Fast 6?
Yeah, so in round 1 we only did 1 lap, and we said that if it's a good one, call me in so we can save the tire life for Fast 6, and I think everything just worked out perfectly. So yeah, super stoked, man.
Yeah, I got hardware for you here, the NTT Pole Award. Go ahead and take that. Congratulations. Felix Rosenqvist will lead the field tomorrow at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.